One picture from Deir al-Balach and one voice, wavering, but clear and lucid, of a Palestinian who fled to the south of the Gaza Strip, narrating part of the tragedy called Gaza.
Why don't we now see thousands of displaced people from Gaza and residents of Gaza going out to protest against Hamas?
By the way, this is our wish, and that of all people. But the problem is that any small action that the citizens would take against them will lead to a counterattack, shooting, killing, deportation, and so on. So people are very afraid to act.
For 5 months, the citizens of Gaza have been doing one thing, trying to survive, if possible, with humor. A mass protest against Hamas is out of the question. It's too dangerous. The vast majority cannot escape to Egypt. That's too expensive. Live in one of the 10 cities erected from the displaced and pray.
If the Israelis also enter Rafah, we will have no place of refuge left. Where are we supposed to go? We don't have shelters. Where will we go?
Muhammad, a 33-year-old from Gaza City, fled to the south of the Strip. He's one of a large group of people who were interviewed inside Gaza. It's doubtful that only a few months ago he would have dared say the things he says.
The one responsible for this is Hamas. The one responsible for this is Hamas. Why? Because Hamas is the one that attacked. True, the Jews threatened, but what happened is that we were defeated. As much as the Jews kidnapped, we kidnapped more. So as much as you say they were defeated, we were even more defeated.
We don't know who will be in power, if the new rulers who will be Hamas, Fatah, someone else. Only God knows. We don't.
Who do you prefer?
Who do I prefer? Only the government of Abbas. I don't want there to be another government.
Nothing is taken for granted in these statements. Courageously, in front of a camera, the returnees of the Gaza Strip tell us about political preferences different from those of the past 17 years.
In the event the war ends, who do you think will rule Gaza?
Probably Abu Mazen or Mohammed Ashtaya, one of them. I don't think Hamas. The Jews will not allow it today. It's over. We couldn't be more humiliated than that. We have been finished. We have been humiliated enough. This is not life.
For the first time, they imagine a reality without Hamas rule. Perhaps because the situation is unbearably difficult. Because the feeling is that there is nothing left to lose. Because in their opinion, the next attack is around the corner.
We assume that an invasion of Rafah may begin at any moment, because they invaded Gaza, so they can also enter Rafah, and we will not have a supply of food, drink, or medicine.
It seems to me that just as they invaded the north of the Gaza Strip, it's likely that Rafah will be another target, but we do not know when they will enter Rafah. We are approaching the month of Ramadan. The ongoing negotiations may be a means of applying pressure, but in terms of capabilities, they are able to invade any area as they have already invaded the rest of the Strip.
When you look around now, what exactly do you see?
At the moment, in Rafah, they fear a military operation inside the city. And there's a massive migration from Rafah towards the center of the Strip out of fear of an invasion. And there are those who stayed in Rafah, like me, and are waiting for instructions from the Israeli army as to which protected places we should evacuate to.
And meanwhile, in Rafah, about 1.3 million people are gathered. The education system in Gaza has not been functioning for 5 months. Local initiatives are organized in the displaced persons camps to employ the children. Routine does not exist.
Today, I want to share with you the atmosphere in our camp. Come experience a day in our life with us here.
In general, people in Gaza are busy most of the day with one thing, trying to get water and food.
I'm not lying. I'm hungry and thirsty.
You're not lying?
No.
Why? There is no food?
Do you think there is any food left in Gaza? They say there is humanitarian aid.
Daily life in the south of the Gaza Strip is beautifully reflected in social networks, which allow a glimpse of real life in the Gaza Strip.
When I walk down the street, everyone asks me, where are you from? How much does it cost? Look how far we've come asking about these buns. God help us.
What? Did you take bread?
I took it, thank God. I've been standing in the crowded line for a long time. I stood for hours until I was able to get a package.
These are next to each other. those trying to make some money next to many who volunteer to distribute food and equipment, which enters through Rafah.
We happened to be walking down the street and ran into a guy who initiated this project of a washing machine that works on solar energy.
We haven't had chips in 4 months, so we decided to make chips from pasta. See how to do it. Bon appetit. I think the whole camp ate the chips we invented. Do you like the chips?
God willing, today we were able to provide 100 donuts to the children who were displaced to the south of the Gaza Strip at the School for the Reception of Displaced Persons.
To all the viewers and followers of Al-Mashhad, these are the pictures now from the camp cinema. Imad's friends and I decided to make the children happy and open a cinema in the camp.
Videos of complaints about the cost of living appear again and again.
Imad's friends and I decided to make the children happy and open a cinema in the camp. These diapers cost $1.50 today in Gaza. A pack of diapers costs $75. In the past, we would buy the whole package for 22 shekels.
And the prices are rampant.
What was the price of this in normal days? 21 shekels. How much is it today? 120 shekels. As if we live in the United States, in Washington, or as if we have a factory in Gaza for the production of dollars and they scatter them on us. Merchants, you are immoral, thieves, robbers. The government should prosecute them after the war.
How do you think the war will end?
The war cannot end without the return of the kidnapped and the elimination of the Hamas regime. The residents are interested in the same goal. What is our interest in kidnapped citizens anyway? What do we gain from this? Suppose they release the prisoners in exchange for the abductees. These prisoners will return to do the same acts again. So what's the end of it? Enough. Finish the story and return the kidnapped Israelis.